Dear students, the topic of our lecture today is ethical issues in marketing and promotion. Businesses must be careful to tread on the right side of the line between legal and illegal, ethical and unethical. Let's start with the things that we should do and what we should not do when producing promotional material. What we should do is use colors that are eye-catching to attract your customers to the promotional material. Ensure the colors fit with your brand, that stand out. Use colors which match with the colors of your brand, and it's preferable to use the same colors of your brand. Imprint your tagline and website address when possible. In any promotional material, customers should be able to find your tagline and the website address. Choose a format that can be used all year and isn't season specific. Choose items that can be used all over the year, in spring, in summer, in autumn, all over the year. What are the things that we should not do? Don't choose a promotional product that will be stored in a drawer or a cupboard. Choose items that people use on daily basis. Don't make your gift too personal. Have only one type of promotional product, and don't have only one type of promotional product. It's better to have a mix of items. Don't use cheap-looking gifts. We said this before, because this is the reputation of your company. And don't make short-lasting products or one-time use items. Don't produce promotional products that are used only once, like, for example, paper cups or paper bags. Let's move to the main point in this lecture, which is the common ethical and legal issues in marketing. Number one, data collection and the invasion of privacy. Data collection is considered the first and most significant stage of marketing. Data collection is very important in marketing because without the data, we cannot choose the best marketing techniques to reach our customers. Extensive data allows businesses to choose the most effective marketing techniques for their consumer base. What kind of data do we need for marketing? We need data like, for example, the customer's age, their habits, and their interests. And this is why advertising through Google or Facebook is so appealing to businesses. Why? Because these two platforms, like Google and Facebook, they do gather information about the demographics of their customers, like the gender, their age, their interests, their education. However, Facebook has received extensive public criticism for its lax privacy concerns, and that's why marketers should be more conscious of the privacy of consumers when collecting data. What should they do? They should request the permission for data collection and clearly state what they offer in exchange. Organizations should also build a data policy and stick to it all the times. The key word here is be honest, and you can be sure of a positive response. Although companies as Google and Facebook primarily rely on tracking users' web history to generate returns, individuals, on the other hand, are pushing for tougher privacy laws, and companies as Facebook have received backlash over privacy issues. I think all of you do remember the data sharing scandal and Mark Zuckerberg's testimony to Congress. The second ethical issue is the distribution of data. After the business collects data about their customers, they want to distribute it through a number of channels. These delivery channels could include telemarketing, door-to-door sales, unsolicited emails, and these delivery channels are some of the controversial areas of marketing. And that's why the law in different countries do specify time frames in which telemarketing and door-to-door sales are allowed. For example, a salesperson in some countries may only approach you between 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekdays. However, the problem arises because some households will be unaware of such laws. And even if they are aware, it takes time and effort to report a minor annoyance. In terms of unsolicited emails, there is what we call the CAN spam laws, which require that a business have the receiver's consent before they can send marketing information. Moreover, emails must include an option for readers to unsubscribe from the mailing list. The third ethical issue is misleading claims. And misleading claims in advertising may involve claims about the quality of the product, the availability of a service, and any exclusions on a good. For example, some of the advertisements would say that this product is super quality, or it's available everywhere, when this is not true in reality. Let's give some examples of misleading claims. It would be unethical to claim that a car achieved 5 miles to the gallon when in reality it was only 30 miles. And again, it's unethical to say that a hand sanitizer kills 99.9% of germs when it only kills from 40 to 60% in real life scenarios. This is a third example of misleading claims. I think it does not need any explanation. It's clear how this advertisement is misleading. Advertising can also deceive by omitting important facts from its message. Such concealed facts may give a misleading impression to the audience. Sometimes you may omit some important facts in your message to attract audience to your product. This again is unethical. Many industrialized countries have their own codes of practice that protect the consumer from deceptive advertising. This is what we call deceptive advertising, and that's why many countries, especially developed countries, they do have what they call codes of practice to protect the customer from this type of deceptive advertising. Problems arise because it is extremely difficult to claim for misleading advertising. It's difficult. Why? For example, a product was 50% off from before. A consumer must give evidence of before and after prices to make a claim. It's difficult because you need always evidence. So it's difficult to report any kind of misleading claims. Another important issue is advertising to children. And advertising to children is the act of advertising products or services to children as defined by national legislation and advertising standards. When we say advertising to children, it's always is a subject of debate. Yes, there are positive and negative implications to television advertising on little children, for both marketers and the children who view the advertisements. Many advertising aimed at children is criticized for enforcing gender stereotypes. And some countries do have broadcast codes that suggest that television advertisements should not contain exaggerated claims that will mislead or deceive children, abuse their trust, or lack the understanding of persuasive intent in an advertisement. Yes, of course, there are many negative implications to television advertising on little children, and that's why some countries did develop what we call broadcast codes that suggest that television advertisement should not contain any exaggerated claims that may mislead or deceive children. Many parents report being pestered by their children for the product they have seen on television. And I think in reality, we do see many parents complaining that children do insist on buying a product because of a television ad. This phenomena is dubbed pastor power. This is called pastor power, which means that little children pastor their parents to buy things for them that they desire. Why do they insist on buying this product? Because of what they have seen in the commercial. A study showed that mothers are more likely to purchase a product for their children due to the emotional appeal of their children's response to an advertisement. So these advertisements, or these type of advertisements, do play on the emotional appeal. Is advertising to children a controversial issue? The answer is yes, because some argue that children are easily persuaded and they therefore need special protection from advertising, while others claim that children are remarkably streetwise and can look after themselves. They are protected by their parents to some extent, and also many European countries have regulations that control advertising to children. For example, in Germany, advertising specific types of toy is banned. The latest technology, from laptops, cell phones to toys, are being advertised by companies trying to sell their products. So they do everything to convince children to insist on buying the product. Whenever the children watch any commercial, there is a child around the same age as them who is convinced that he should also buy the product and use that product. Most scholars and experts agree that children should not be targeted in ads, and they do suggest that stricter rules should be implemented. However, adults make the purchasing decisions, while children, they don't have enough life experience to judge, to know that they are being deceived. To be honest, companies will still use ads to target children because they are worth billions in sales. This is an example of how bad advertising could have negative effects not only on children but on the whole community. And I would like to hear your comments on this advertisement. Nothing does it like 7-Up. According to a study from the United Kingdom, they mentioned that celebrities do have great effect on television commercials that are directed to children, and their effect may extend beyond the advertisement itself. This study was conducted, as I said, in the United Kingdom, and it included 181 children, and was concluded that kids ate more potato chips after seeing ads featuring a popular UK sports figure than kids who only watched commercials for toys and nuts. So this tells us what great effect does celebrities as this sports figure do have on children. Thank you very much for listening.